God has a message for you, a message that carries warmth, hope, and a light that can pierce even the darkest corners of your heart. It is not a message confined to a select few or hidden away in mysterious tomes. It is a message meant for you, for the people you love, and for everyone whose life intersects with yours in ways both big and small. Every moment you hesitate, every time you think the weight of the world is too heavy to bear alone, remember that this message is here, and it wants to be shared. There is a power in sharing love, in spreading words that uplift and restore. When you take the courage to pass along this message, you become a vessel for a greater force, one that moves through hearts like a gentle river, washing away fear, doubt, and despair. The message is simple yet profound. You are never alone, you are deeply loved, and your presence matters more than you can imagine. Every smile you offer, every act of kindness you extend, becomes a reflection of this divine message. Imagine a world where everyone held this truth close, where each person carried it in their thoughts and in their actions. Imagine what could happen if this message traveled from heart to heart without pause, spreading courage to those who feel weak, hope to those who feel lost, and light to those who dwell in darkness. The ripple effect would be unimaginable. A single act of sharing could inspire another, and another, until it grows into a tide that cannot be contained. Life often tests us, placing obstacles in our path that seem insurmountable. Yet even in those trials, this message exists, whispering softly that strength comes from faith, that perseverance is rewarded, and that love is the most enduring force in the universe. There is beauty in struggle, clarity in adversity, and a quiet joy that emerges when we hold on to the truth that God's message is always with us. It does not judge, it does not demand perfection. It simply encourages, reassures, and beckons us to rise. Sharing this message with everyone you love is more than a duty, it is an act of grace. To tell someone that they are valued, that their life has purpose, and that love surrounds them is to plant a seed that will grow in ways you may never fully witness. Each person who receives this message carries it forward, and in doing so, becomes a beacon of light for others. There is no greater gift you can offer than the knowledge that someone cares, that someone sees them for who they truly are and believes in their potential. Think of the moments when you have felt despair or loneliness, when the world seemed indifferent to your suffering. What if, in those moments, someone had shared this message with you? How different would your heart have felt? How might your path have shifted if you had been reminded of your inherent worth, your capacity for joy, and the love that surrounds you even when it seems hidden? Now imagine being that someone for others. Imagine taking the time, the energy, the care, to reach out and illuminate the lives of those around you. Love is not passive, it is action, a force that demands courage, attention, and persistence. To share God's message is to recognize the sacredness of every human life, to honor the struggles and triumphs of each soul you encounter. Every conversation, every note, every embrace carries the potential to transform. Words spoken in kindness, gestures made with intention, moments of presence that transcend the mundane. All of these are ways to manifest this message. Do not underestimate the power you hold. Even the smallest act of sharing can ignite hope in someone who has almost given up. Even a single word of encouragement can plant the spark that grows into resilience, into faith, into love that touches generations. When you think that your efforts are too small, remember that rivers begin as streams, and oceans are born from countless drops. What you do matters far more than you realize. The message God imparts is not one of guilt or fear, it is one of joy and liberation. It reminds us that we are capable of immense goodness, that our lives are meaningful, and that the connections we nurture are sacred. Every moment spent spreading this message is a moment spent aligning with a higher purpose. A moment spent creating ripples of hope in a world that sometimes seems devoid of light. You do not need grand gestures to share this message. Sometimes a gentle word, a listening ear, or a simple acknowledgement of someone's presence can be enough to remind them that they are loved. Sometimes it is the patience shown in difficult times, the forgiveness extended to those who have wronged us, or the generosity offered without expectation that carries the weight of divine truth. Love does not have to be monumental to be transformative. Even the tiniest expression can echo endlessly. As you go through your days, remember that this message is alive. It is within you, flowing through your thoughts, your actions, and your intentions. Each time you act with compassion, each time you lift another, each time you choose hope over despair, you are giving voice to God's message. The people you touch in these ways are not just recipients, they are partners in spreading light, co-creators in a movement of love that knows no boundaries. Life's challenges may attempt to distract you, to make you forget, to convince you that the world is cold and unyielding. But this message is a constant, an unshakable truth that persists even in the hardest moments. It tells you to rise again after every fall, to see beauty even amidst pain, and to reach out to others even when your own heart feels heavy. Every act of sharing this message reinforces your own faith, your own resilience, and your own capacity for love. When you think of those you love, consider the ways in which this message can touch their lives. Consider what they may be struggling with in silence, what fears or doubts they carry, what joys they might not yet have recognized. Let this message be a gift, a reminder, and a source of encouragement. Share it freely, knowing that by doing so, you are creating a web of love that extends far beyond what your eyes can see. The act of sharing is transformative not only for the receiver but for the giver. When you pour love into the world, you receive it in ways that often surprise you. Hearts open, spirits lift, and a sense of purpose emerges that cannot be replicated by worldly achievements. This message is not just a sentiment, it is a living force, a guide, and a companion on every journey. It asks for nothing in return except your willingness to participate in its spread, even when it feels difficult, even when life's burdens weigh heavily on your shoulders. Remember that this message carries power. It is a beacon, a flame that never dims, a reminder that love is always greater than fear, that hope is stronger than despair, and that kindness is more enduring than cruelty. To share it is to choose life over stagnation, light over darkness, and connection over isolation. When you think of love, do not limit it to grand declarations or extraordinary gestures. Love thrives in the ordinary moments, in the pauses between tasks, in the smiles shared across a crowded room, and in the quiet words whispered when no one else is listening. God's message is present in these moments, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be shared. Every interaction holds the potential to become sacred, every connection an opportunity to illuminate someone's heart. Sharing this message does not require perfection. You do not need all the answers, nor must you possess infinite wisdom. What matters is sincerity, the willingness to open your heart and let the truth of love flow through you. Often, the simplest expressions carry the deepest meaning: a hand on a shoulder, a heartfelt note, a phone call that says, "I am here for you." These are the ways the divine moves through us, the ways that light penetrates shadow, and the ways hope is restored where it had been lost. Consider the power of your words. Words are not merely sounds or symbols, they are vessels of energy and intention. When you speak with kindness, encouragement, and love, you plant seeds that can grow into forests of hope. When you choose to offer forgiveness, compassion, or understanding, you release yourself and others from chains that bind the spirit. Each time you affirm someone's worth, each time you remind them of their inherent dignity, you echo God's message. The effect may not be immediate, but it is lasting. There are those in your life who may appear strong on the surface but carry hidden burdens that weigh on them daily. There are those whose smiles hide tears, whose laughter masks fear, and whose achievements conceal struggles. Imagine the difference it would make if each of them received a reminder today that they are loved, that they are valued, that they are seen. Imagine the courage it could instill, the peace it could foster, and the hope it could ignite. God's message is not bound by circumstance, it transcends all obstacles and reaches every heart willing to receive it. To share this message is to embrace vulnerability. It is to acknowledge that the world can be harsh, that hearts can be fragile, and that life can be unpredictable. Yet even in the midst of uncertainty, this message is steadfast. It does not waver when challenges arise, it does not falter when difficulties mount. It stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the enduring power of love, and the infinite reach of compassion. Every time you extend it, you are participating in an eternal cycle of hope and grace. The beauty of this message is that it multiplies. One act of love can inspire another, and another, until it spreads beyond the limits of imagination. When you share it with a friend, that friend may share it with someone else, who in turn reaches another, creating a chain of light that cannot be extinguished. Even the smallest gesture, a kind word, a patient ear, a moment of presence, can spark change in ways that ripple far beyond what you can see. God's message is contagious, and when you participate in its spread, you become a co-creator of miracles. There will be times when it feels like your efforts go unnoticed, when the world seems indifferent to your intentions, when discouragement whispers that your actions are meaningless. In those moments, hold fast to the knowledge that the value of your actions is not measured by immediate recognition. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every attempt to share this message carries power that is invisible but real. It resonates in the soul of the receiver, shaping lives in ways you may never fully witness. Think of the people you love. Picture their faces, their voices, their laughter. Consider their struggles, their dreams, and their silent fears. What would it mean for them to know, beyond a shadow of doubt, that they are cherished, that they are supported, and that their presence matters? Imagine the relief, the joy, the inspiration that comes from receiving a message so simple yet so profound. God's message is a gift that costs nothing to give but holds infinite value for those who receive it. In sharing this message, you also share your own strength. You demonstrate that it is possible to believe in goodness, to maintain hope, and to act with integrity, even when the world feels uncertain. You show others that love is not a passive emotion but a deliberate choice, a conscious decision to nurture, support, and uplift. This example becomes a guide, a beacon, and a source of encouragement for those who may be searching for light in their own lives. Do not wait for a perfect moment to share this message. Life's uncertainty guarantees that no moment is perfect. Waiting only delays the power of love and hope from reaching those who need it most. The right time is now. The right words are those spoken from the heart. The right action is the one you take with sincerity and courage. Every second wasted in hesitation is an opportunity lost to make a difference, to touch a heart, and to reinforce the truth that we are all connected through love. Remember that God's message is not bound by distance, language, or circumstance. It travels across time and space, finding its way to those who are open, ready, and willing to receive it. You are a channel, a conduit through which this message flows, and your role is vital. Even when it feels small or insignificant, every effort matters. Every attempt to share love contributes to the great tapestry of hope that connects humanity in ways beyond comprehension. In the quiet moments, when the world seems still, reflect on the importance of this message. Consider how you can embody it in your thoughts, words, and actions. Let it shape your choices, guide your decisions, and inspire your interactions. Each time you act from a place of love, each time you choose kindness over indifference, you strengthen the fabric of human connection and bring the essence of this divine message into reality. There is no greater responsibility, no higher calling, than to share what is good, true, and loving. When you embrace this message, you are not only honoring those around you but also honoring the divinity within yourself. You are acknowledging the sacredness of every soul and affirming the potential for goodness in the world. Every time you act in alignment with this truth, you participate in a cycle of hope, healing, and transformation that is eternal. As you journey through life, never underestimate the power of a single act of love. Every smile offered, every hand extended, every word of encouragement is a declaration that the world is capable of goodness. These actions, though they may appear small, have the potential to transform lives in ways you cannot immediately see. God's message is woven through every kind gesture, every compassionate word, and every moment in which you choose to lift another. It is a message that travels through the hearts of those who receive it, lingering long after the moment has passed. You have the power to become a beacon, a living testament to hope and love. To share this message with everyone you love is not merely an obligation, it is a calling, a privilege, and a responsibility that comes from the deepest part of your being. Imagine the world if each person embraced this calling. Imagine a ripple that spreads from heart to heart, city to city, nation to nation, touching lives, restoring faith, and igniting courage. The world is not without darkness, but it is never without light, especially when that light is carried by souls committed to love. Every person you encounter is fighting battles you may never fully know. Some carry grief, others carry fear, and many carry dreams that have been deferred or forgotten. Your act of sharing God's message has the potential to heal, inspire, and remind them that they are not alone. It is a gift of immense power, a lifeline thrown into the turbulent waters of life, offering hope and encouragement. By sharing, you affirm the value of each soul, the importance of connection, and the enduring presence of love. God's message calls us to act, not merely to feel. It urges us to move beyond the boundaries of comfort and routine, to speak words that heal, to offer time and attention, and to extend care where it is most needed. It asks us to recognize that each human connection is sacred, that each life is precious, and that love has the capacity to transform even the most broken of circumstances. When you live with this awareness, you become a conduit for miracles, a channel through which light flows effortlessly into the world. Never doubt that your actions make a difference. Even when it seems that the world is indifferent or that your efforts go unnoticed, the seeds you plant take root. They grow silently, invisibly, until they blossom into hope, courage, and resilience in ways that ripple far beyond your imagination. Each act of sharing God's message is a spark that ignites another, creating a chain of inspiration that knows no end. You are part of this eternal cycle, and your participation matters immeasurably. Think of those you love and consider how your words and actions can touch their hearts. What encouragement can you offer today? What act of kindness, no matter how small, can you extend? How can you remind them that they are deeply loved, valued, and worthy? God's message is alive in you, waiting to flow outward, waiting to transform lives, waiting to ignite hope where it has faded. Your willingness to share it becomes the bridge that connects hearts, the light that overcomes darkness, and the affirmation that love is the most powerful force in the universe. Life may challenge you, test you, and sometimes try to make you forget the importance of this message. But even in the face of adversity, remember that God's love is steadfast. It surrounds you, sustains you, and moves through you into the lives of others. Every obstacle you overcome, every struggle you face with courage, becomes a testament to the truth of this message. By sharing it, you remind yourself and those around you that hope persists, love endures, and faith never falters. The act of sharing is not limited to grand gestures or monumental efforts. It is present in daily interactions, in moments of presence, in expressions of patience, understanding, and compassion. A simple note, a phone call, a listening ear, or a heartfelt conversation can carry God's message in profound ways. Each gesture reinforces the truth that love is tangible, real, and accessible. Every time you choose to extend it, you participate in a greater purpose that surpasses time and space. In giving this message, you also strengthen your own spirit. Love, kindness, and encouragement are not finite resources, they grow as they are shared. The act of uplifting others nurtures your own heart, expands your capacity for empathy, and deepens your understanding of the divine. You become a living testament to the power of hope, a reflection of the grace and compassion that the world so desperately needs. By sharing this message, you contribute to a legacy of love that transcends generations. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for conditions to align. The right moment is always now, and the right act is the one taken from sincerity and intention. Share this message freely, knowing that its reach is infinite and its impact immeasurable. Every word, every gesture, every thought infused with love contributes to a world in which hope flourishes, hearts are healed, and spirits are uplifted. As you continue on your path, carry this message in your heart and allow it to shape your interactions. Speak it, live it, and embody it in all that you do. Encourage others to do the same, creating a network of light that spreads outward endlessly. Know that in every act of sharing, you are participating in a divine purpose, amplifying a truth that is eternal. Love is greater than fear, hope is stronger than despair, and compassion can transform the world. God's message is simple yet profound. Share it with everyone you love. Let it flow through your words, your actions, and your heart. Let it become the guiding force in your life and the spark that ignites courage, joy, and faith in others. There is no greater power than love, no greater mission than to share it, and no greater truth than that each life touched by this message becomes part of a ripple that never ends. Carry this message boldly, share it widely, and live it daily. In doing so, you participate in a divine cycle of hope and light, touching lives in ways that echo forever. Remember always, you are a vessel of love, a bearer of light, and a messenger of a truth that can change the world. Share it, and watch as the world transforms around you. One heart at a time.